faces on those Hampden slopes. One can only admire the Dundee United and Aberdeen fans have made the journey south once again for tonight's replay. And there are changes in both lineups. To give us the details, summariser Billy McNeill and our match commentator, Jock Brown.
Only one change in the Dundee United side from the team which snatched that draw on Saturday. The Trinidadian Jaron Nixon drops out to be replaced by Gary Boland, and that could involve a tactical alteration, with Boland being more defensively minded than Nixon and certainly more naturally equipped to prevent forward sorties by Stuart McKimmie. And there is Gary Boland, who has recovered from serious injury to resume a very promising career which first caught the attention when he played for Scotland's World Cup final under-16 team 5 years ago. Manager Willie Miller resists the temptation to tinker with his defensive formation despite that late goal on Saturday, particularly in the light of Gary Smith's performance beside Brian Irvine. But there is one significant alteration in the team. Despite an excellent performance on Saturday, John Burridge makes way for Theo Snelders, who's now fit again after the shoulder injury sustained against Hearts nearly 6 weeks ago. He's missed 9 games in all, so he'll be anxious for some successful early involvement tonight. And the referee once again, the same as Saturday, that's Jim McCluskey from Stewarton. The crowd certainly not as big as Saturday's 21,000 or thereby, and that still means that the atmosphere enhanced by the stadium, but a rather smaller crowd than would be expected normally for a semi-final replay. You see the change in strips from Saturday. United in their change strip this time. The mottled black and white top with Aberdeen restored to their normal all red, and it will be interesting to see if, despite the personnel similarities, there are any changes in tactics. There's Gary Boland going into a crunching tackle there on Brian Grant, one of his trademarks. Boland very strong on the tackle, especially on the left side. That's Gary Smith forced to hurry, and Maurice Malpass turns it away. Well, a very fast scan of the teams suggests that Boland is dropping back a little on the left flank, not quite as attacking as Nixon was on Saturday. Far and wide on the right up front, Brewster through the middle. Headed away there by Petrich. This is Robertson. And an easy early touch for Guido van de Kamp, who was clearly overjoyed when Brian Welsh scored that equaliser on Saturday in view of the error which brought about Duncan Shearer's opening goal. Defensively, United have stuck to the same formula as Saturday with Cleland on Jess and Welsh on Shearer. Good play by Irvine. This is McKimmie, and now Smith. Stu Robertson assessing the options ahead. One provided by Jess. That's Richardson. And now Brian Grant. McKimmie coming in the outside. Boland comes across to face him. Good angle ball, and Welsh did well there. Shearer was coming in behind him. Brian Welsh at full stretch for a very important clearing header. This is a good cross into the back post, and it's always a good sign if you see your centre forward peeling off just a little bit, getting in behind the centre back. But Brian Welsh, to his credit, made a good saving header. There's Paul Kane's corner, headed away by Brewster. A shooting chance for Richardson, although he was, for McKinnon rather, although he was being closed down very quickly indeed. Failed to open his Aberdeen account. Corner kick headed away there by Brewster. Now you see McKinnon closed down by Dave Bowman. Jess using McKimmie at the back. The run is made by Shearer, but Welsh going with him every yard of the way. There were one or two instances where Shearer found space in the box against Welsh on Saturday, so Welsh will be determined to stay even closer than usual, I think. Back from Jess to McKimmie. There's Kane. Attacked there by McKinnon, but not with much conviction. And McInally able to nod that away for the throw. McKinnon, the former Dundee United player, felt that. Here's Jess. Dangerous ball. Much more like the Ian Jess we've come to know. Looking very determined and lively in the early stages. Nice little turn by Ian Jess here. Sends the ball in there. In actual fact, Brian Grant, rather than stand away at the back post, might well have been better advised to make a run inside the fullback. Would have caused a bit of bother that way, but certainly a nice little bit of individual play by Ian Jess. The in-swinger being taken by Hugh Robertson. Back with Richardson. Robertson playing it first time, but not quite the way he intended. That's Dave Bowman. McLaren's header. Smith to Richardson. Here's Gary Smith again. And now Grant. Jess fouled this time by Cleland. Well, Cleland was certainly the winner of their duel in the first match. But Jess appears determined to redress the balance tonight. Headed away by Petrich. Room now for McLaren to exploit his pace. Held off surely there by Richardson. Well, the referee didn't see that as a foul to United. Well, some uncertainty about whether that was a free kick or a throw. Referee McCluskey resolves things with a throw. Finally off by Jess. Good play. McKinnon towards Shearer. And while an exchange goes on between McInally and McKinnon off the ball, Aberdeen have a free kick. McInally involved in a little skirmish there with Ray McKinnon, former teammates. Played in there by Gary Smith. Well, the acrobatic attempt by Jess. Very difficult indeed to execute accurately. And Jess is clearly disappointed. We'll see this ball played right into the heart of the United defence, but there you see Gordon Petrich. Header out, not a particularly good header, but Ian Jess has been perhaps more involved in the game, even at this early stage, than he was in the whole of Saturday's performance. Blues looking at a touch. Ryan Everett perhaps still a shade uncomfortable after the head knock he sustained a moment ago. Fell not well for that. All by Welsh. Quickly taking free kick. Here's McKimmie. Angling the ball in. Petrich's got a very important touch there. Jess and Shearer racing in behind him. This is Robertson. McLaren complaining that he was brushed aside by the arm of Robertson. The referee ignoring that while McKimmie has possession, and Grant makes a good run. Diving header there from Shearer, a brave one. He thought it was deflected for a corner, the referee disagrees. This Aberdeen are much more lively. Here we see a nice little bit of interchange of play. Ball whipped into the middle. Duncan Shearer getting away from Brian Welsh to getting a header. Didn't trouble the goalkeeper. Here again we see a nice little ball, nice run, and a good ball into the middle. There we are, we see obviously Duncan Shearer, the livelier of the people in that penalty box. Elbowing there by Brewster and Irvine. Willie Miller will be a little bit more encouraged, I think, by the way in which his side has stepped on the pace in the last 5 or 10 minutes. The noise coming principally at the moment from Aberdeen supporters. There's Paul Kane looking, but Irvine is up so well for that. Didn't get the angle right. He wanted that across the face of the goal, away from Van de Kamp. Again we see Brian Irvine getting free at the back. It's surprising me both central defenders of Dundee United have let him get away from them. He's in over the top of Jim McInally in a very dangerous position. Could easily have done better with that header. Handball there against Andy McLaren. Well, Ivan Golats might well be a little bit concerned about the fact that After a sprightly start, his team is being pushed back by Aberdeen. Brewster trying to open the play out with McLaren. That's good play in the flank by McLaren. An excellent defending by Irvine. Attacking the cross superbly. And releasing Hugh Robertson on the left for Aberdeen. Good positive run this. Halted in the end by a combination of Welsh and McInally. That's been the problem so far for Aberdeen, but all their possession inside the United half, they found it extremely difficult to make the last telling pass. Robertson hurrying there and finding Brian Grant. Here's McKimmie. Loves to come forward like this. The gap is opened up. Beautifully timed tackle. Goran Petric. Now McLaren trying to outstrip Robertson in the flank. Good change of pace. Gary Smith going across made life very difficult in the end for McLaren, but he is a young, promising player.
Undoubtedly, and that's him at his best when he can pick up a ball and go and run at defenders, because he's got the ability to go past them and he's got useful ability in crossing the ball. But still for me, Dundee United don't look as lively as Aberdeen at this particular minute. Here we see that run by Stuart McKimmie, right at the heart of the tens. What a smashing tackle by Gordon Petric. Really is a quality defender.
Here's Duncan Shearer, back now with Richardson. McKinnon. McKimmie. And a fine effort there by Shearer, saved by Van de Kamp. He's so deadly inside the area, Duncan Shearer. There appeared to be very little danger here when this ball was fired across the face of the penalty box. Shearer got there, that was going towards the corner, still the save by Van de Kamp.
Yes, Aberdeen seemed that much sharper, and here once again we see the threat that Shearer has inside that box. Good save by the goalkeeper though.
And then a powerful header by Irvine, cleared off the line by Craig Brewster. The closest yet to a goal from Aberdeen. Here's Shearer, now Jess, blocked by Cleland. Kane back with Richardson. Well, the pressure mounting on the United defence here. This is Brian Grant. Space for Robertson. Shooting chance perhaps. With one extra touch that allowed Bowman to get back. McInally forward. This is McLaren. No way through there, robbed by Ray McKinnon. McLaren still on the ground there as Richardson comes forward. This guy's pass fooled his own players. Well, what a let-off that was for Dundee United. The corner kick right across the far side. Irvine towering there to beat Van de Kamp, but Brewster was on the line.
Yes, here we see the real threat that Brian Irvine has inside that box. Tremendous header, but that's what we put players on the line for, and good clearing header by Craig Brewster. But nevertheless, Aberdeen at this particular moment have got almost total ascendancy in the game. What they need is that little breakthrough in front of goals.
Kane's pass intercepted by Cleland. Oh, tough contest. Well won there by Alec Cleland against Richardson. This is McInally. McLaren takes over. Good wing play again. Well, he's been a major threat for United in that right flank. Looks to be a very good young player. Just a couple of minutes left in the first half. Andy McLaren, the 20-year-old, posing the biggest threat at the moment to Aberdeen. With a bumping and boarding inside the area, Brian Welsh is penalised. Still just looking there for Duncan Shearer. Boland got just a touch on the ball. We've had a couple of minutes of stoppage time. Ball had gone out of play there, so Aberdeen have a throw. Maybe the last opportunity in the first half to build up a successful attack. Jess, back to McKimmie. looking there for Richardson. Bowman wins it. McLaren. Jim McInally has possession as referee McCluskey brings the first half to an end. The first half dominated by Aberdeen, who would have gone ahead, but for a superb clearing header on the goal line by Craig Brewster. It was Brian Irvine who towered there above the defence. Brewster guarding that post so effectively, but for that Aberdeen would surely have had a lead, which in the balance of play in the first half they would have undoubtedly merited. At half-time though, it's Dundee United 0, Aberdeen 0. And with the prospect of extra time and penalty kicks, the good news for Dundee United is that Andy McLaren has taken up his usual place for the start of the second half after an injury scare before the interval when he had a long spell of treatment. I'm sure that's a matter of some relief to Ivan Golac in the United dugout, because he was a major threat in the first half. Here's Jim McInally, beaten to the ball by Robertson. Back now with Alec Cleland. And McLaren couldn't get to that in time. Well, he took one or two hefty knocks in the first half, McLaren. Aberdeen supporters still full of hope and expectation, I suspect, at this stage. Harry Smith letting it in, and it's claimed well by Van de Kamp. Spilled for a second there. Oh, I suspect the referee might have given a free kick had it gone to United player.
It's good goalkeeping, because it's a dangerous ball right in the heart of that defence. He sees Brian Irvine go heading for it, and he decides to take the opportunity to rescue his own defenders.
It was remarkable though how far back United were to go to defend that. They were very deep inside their own box, right on top of their goalkeeper. McLaren. Here's Brewster with a shooting chance. It looks those normally. He'll be disappointed he didn't test Snelders even more there.
This is the type of opportunity he thrives on. Gets it under control, takes on his defender, looks up, has a bang. Unfortunately, it doesn't trouble Snelders, but that gives a little indication of the ability he has round about and in front of goal.
Bolland playing that into an area behind the right flank of the Aberdeen defence, looking for Malpass to make the run. Snelders happy to see that, reach Brian Grant. Smith's in trouble, challenged by Bowman. Here's McLaren. Rocked by Richardson. Now McKinnon. Grant to Smith. Robertson looking for Duncan Shearer. Brian Wells judged it well. Now Bowman. Kane worked that from out between his feet there. He dug it out to make the pass to McKimmie. Just to Shearer. Picked up again for Aberdeen by Kane. McKimmie. That's Smith. McKinnon finding Shearer. A good play from Aberdeen. Paul Kane again. Nudging that into the path of Grant. Jess. And the camp telling Brian Wells to leave that to him. Happy to have recovered from the error which saw Duncan Shearer give Aberdeen the lead on Saturday at the camp. Now the activity down below is coming from Aberdeen. Joe Miller and Scott Booth are their replacements, so four very attack-minded players in reserve of these sides. Tackle was made by McInally on Grant. The result is a throw at the corner flag. Well, the ball boy is sending it a long way out from the corner flag. Where McKimmie is taking it, there's Irvine. Welsh. The ball is out of play. Real competitor Brian Welsh, enjoying the sustained run in the side after being in and out for some time under the old regime led by Jim McLean. Irvin, precise again with the clearance. Smith. The run is made by Jess, but Petric was there. Still Aberdeen picking up the loose balls, coming forward again. Grant to McKinney. Good positioning by Petric. Thumped away by Boland. The only player forward for United is Craig Brewster. It must be very worrying indeed for Ivan Golac, the way this game continues to run. It's all Aberdeen. Richardson. Now Jess. McKinnon to Kane. Richardson to McKinnon. Good possession play. No penetration yet, but certainly confidence oozing through the Aberdeen ranks. Here's Duncan Shearer. Splendid effort. Brilliantly saved. Freedom handicap. Launching himself at that, but Duncan Shearer showing his merits again with this turn away from Brian Welsh onto what is his weaker foot, but that's a very good effort. We see that opportunity again. Duncan Shearer shields it very well, turns beautifully, strikes the ball magnificently, and what a good save at the end of the day by the goalkeeper. But Aberdeen certainly once again have grabbed the initiative. They've got the ball through play and they start to string their passes together in a very menacing fashion. Well, the evidence of this match so far, you can see why Aberdeen remain undefeated against United this season. 3 wins and 2 draws in the 5 previous games. Good challenge by Boland. Gary Boland forced to play deeper and deeper now. Stem the tide on that far side. So still no scoring, and that's a sad reflection in the play as far as Aberdeen are concerned in view of their dominance. An opening now for Shearer. Jess waits in the middle, Kane getting there too. And very good defending by Brian Welsh. The last touch came from Jess, so it's a goal kick. A lot of space out there for Duncan Shearer. And as he played it in, Jess perhaps made it on a shade too early.
Certainly, as the players become that little bit more tired, that second game in a few days, spaces will occur, particularly the back, and Duncan Shearer certainly made use of that there. Put a good ball into the middle, but as you rightly pointed out, I think that Ian Jess could have delayed his run just a little bit.
So possession for Dundee United. Boland sending it long. He's capable of a very long throw, Gary Boland. Shouldn't be any surprise element in that though for Aberdeen. That's McKinney. Petric winning that comfortably from Jess. That's McInally. Trying to find McLaren. Brewster takes over on his left foot this time. Well, Snelders made that look comfortable, but I'm sure he treated it with great respect.
Yeah, Craig Brewster gets the ball down here. He hits the ball very well. Got a tremendous strike with that left foot, but comfortably for Theo Snelders.
Well, the free kick's been given at the edge of the area. Craig Brewster going down. A chance for United. Well, Brewster becoming a little bit more involved now. That'll please United. So there's the work being done by Theo Snelders to line up the wall. McInally over the ball. Very accurate free kick expert. Headed away was by McKinney. That's Bowman. And now Welsh. Dropped away by McKinnon, but retrieved swiftly by McKinley. Here's Petric. Well, if United were able to snatch a goal here, it would have such a deflating effect potentially on Aberdeen in view of their dominance today. Here's Brewster. Poland. McLaren. Always dangerous around the box. Elusive, tricky. Toss, finding no United player on the near post. McKinney sending it long for Jess. He wins it well for McInally. McKinnon, that was handball. In fact, clear handball by Ray McKinnon, who's been booked already, so he really is on a knife edge.
Yes, a nice lay back from Ian Jess, but you will see him takes it clear with his hands. Could have developed into an interesting situation had he not done so.
McInally, Mr. Boland. Well, McLaren and Brewster going for the same ball. Caused the problem. Here's Lee Richardson. And now Jess. Richardson spots McKinney in space on the far side. That space filled quickly by Malpass for United. And quite unashamedly now, United have withdrawn Gary Boland to mark Brian Grant in midfield. Here's Richardson. Trying to set himself for a shooting chance. Malpass closing him down.
Yes, in actual fact, Gary Boland and Maurice Malpass have switched positions. Now, perhaps having goal expected to make a more positive runs out of Maurice Malpass, but certainly we didn't see the type of runs from Gary Boland in that first half that he would like to have seen. But and he's maybe looking for a little bit more inspiration in that midfield area from Malpass.
McLaren did well. Here's Malpass in his new role, making one of those positive runs. Back inside it goes. And McKinney did well, but he's in trouble here as Bowman comes in. Free kick's been given. Maurice Malpass really has shown some new dimensions to his play this season under Ivan Golats. McKinney with the culprit. So the United supporters beginning to believe there's a chance of winning this match. So the attendance in the match, 13,936. Just under 14,000. They're making plenty of noise at the moment at both ends. United now with a chance on the set play. Petric with a shooting chance. Charged down very swiftly by Jess. Headed away there by Smith. Here's Grant. Couldn't get it beyond Welsh. The up and under by McInally. Brewster chases. Throw to United. Oh, it's remarkable how suddenly the bit of sting has gone out of Aberdeen, and United are enjoying a good spell. Headed away by Smith. Retrieved by Malpass, who appears at the moment to be all over the place. Brewster. Well tackled by Irvin. Just needed a touch to get the ball to safety. Well, McKinney caught late there by Billy McInally. A little bit of over-enthusiasm there on the part of McInally. Certainly a genuine competitor in that midfield, as they all are in fairness. McInally, Bowman, Richardson, Kane, joined now by Malpass. United certainly do appear to be trying to get an extra man in the middle of the field to turn the tide. I wonder, in fact, Billy, if they may try to play Malpass in on Kane and release McInally to do some attacking work.
Well, it looks to me like he's given them a free roll when they're in possession, and immediately they lose possession, he gets back and works in that area that Richardson and Kane have had the dominance in. But certainly he's done well in that free roll.
Positive play by Grant. And calm defending by Petric. Made sure he didn't dive into a tackle, stood up to escort Grant into the area where he can make a good tackle. And look at the way he does this, Petric. No question of diving in. Stands up and blocks the cross. So a corner kick swinging in there. Petric gets there just ahead of Welsh. Boland, Allen there to complete the clearance. McKinnon. Giving that straight to McInally. Coleman, applauded roundly there by the United fans. Good running again by Malpass. Fine play again from Boris Malpass, trying to play that into the path of McInally. Shot from McLaren. More resilient defending there by Aberdeen. Ball makes for the corner flag, it'll be a throw. And Aberdeen, I think, would like to make an alteration to their lineup. They want a substitute to come on. Ray McKinnon being withdrawn. Joe Miller goes on, and perhaps a very sensible move that, because McKinnon does appear to be out of sorts with life in general, the referee in particular. He's already been booked, so sensible withdrawal, and Joe Miller certainly could cause some problems. Nice free kick, met by Petric. Grant his new role, that was handball by Bowman. Broke awkwardly towards him. Some uneven bounces here with all the wear and tear on the pitch in the last few days. So still the deadlock remains. Paul Kane with a free kick. Headed away by Boland. McLaren battling well for United. Survived very well indeed too. That's in behind Smith. Here's Brewster. A chance on here, Davy Bowman! Now McInally! United take the lead! Jim McInally mobbed by his teammates. His first goal of the season, and it could take United to the final. It's a real bit of skill by Craig Brewster, because he picked up the ball, looked up, saw his players advancing at the back post. There's Jim McInally, almost goes past the ball. But what a lucky break for him. But at the end of the day, it doesn't score. They don't care who scores, as long as someone gets it net. Good strike by Dave Bowman. Good save by the goalkeeper. There you are, breaks to Jim McInally. Well, tremendous credit there due to men like Davy Bowman and Jim McInally, now past their 30th birthdays, but right in the heart of the action there with that chance evolved. A deflection there and a fine save by Van de Kamp. Came off Joe Miller from McKimmy's shot. Good run by Stuart McKimmy. There we see the deflection. Good alert save by Guido Van de Kamp. That makes up the one that he lost. And here we see that goal again. Good save by Theo Snelder, but as luck would have it, goes against them. Jim McInally there, followed up, puts in the net. The change being made by Dundee United to withdraw Craig Brewster. The United fans aren't happy about that. He made that goal. And he's replaced with the fresh legs of Christian Daly. It was straight into that striking position. Foul there of Brian Irvin. Now, United came from the back. There's Scott Booth, who's just replaced Hugh Robertson. Very attacking lineup now for Aberdeen. United came back from the dead late in the game on Saturday. Can Aberdeen do the same tonight? Interesting substitution by Ivan Golac, you know, because he's taken off some tired legs and Craig Brewster. He's played his part. He's set up the goal for United. And Christian Daly's got good pace, can perhaps upset the tired legs at the back for United. Chance there for Brian Irvin, a very good chance at that. He found space inside the area for that cross. The United supporters anticipating the prospect of another Tennent Scottish Cup final. Andy McLaren is being withdrawn. Very courageous performance, having taken a number of hefty knocks in the first half. He still continued his great attacking play, and now he had a well-earned rest. He's replaced by Jaron Dixon. Willie Miller, in the meantime, has given some instructions to Brian Grant to change one or two things on the field. Well, is there to be yet another twist to the tie? Lellens header. This is Jess. Angling it across, a chance on here for Richardson. It was blocked by Cleland inside the area. Well, the pressure, I suspect, may well be relentless from Aberdeen. That's given straight to Boland, and a long ball forward. Snell does well out of his area, just as well, because Daly was on his own. Certainly onside. Irvin doing well there. Boland with Miller. And Miller has no advantage in pace over Boland. Headed away there by Smith. Is picked up by Bowman. On the far side is Malpass. Appears to be tireless tonight. Here's Nixon. Daly made the near post cross. Well, Daly tried to time not running the near post for the cross. And it would have been a killer goal without question.
We see it's a good pass.
Now.
We see Brian Grant there, plays Nixon onside, and Daly's not all that far away, that flashing header.
Here's Richardson, and the tackle by Bowman is penalised. You can't believe it, Dave Bowman. So the free kick to Aberdeen. Tell the story, 5 minutes left. Cross towards Irvin. Cleared very well indeed by Brian Welsh. Was it? Well, no. The referee says that's a goal kick, not a corner kick. But Welsh didn't have the last touch.
Again, it's the header from Brian Irvin that puts him under pressure at the back. And here we see there's big Brian Welsh doing his job properly, getting there at what looked to me like a blocking challenge, but the referee saw otherwise. But here once again we see Brian Irvin doing what he can do best, playing that ball in there. And there's big Brian Welsh just defending.
So Aberdeen come forward again. Brian Irvin playing in centre forward in the closing stages. That's Booth. Not the break of the ball there. Good dummy by Irvin. Intelligent play by the big centre half. Here's Daly. Trying to go himself. He's very quick indeed. This could settle it. Still Daly. And Nixon was waiting right in front of goal for the pass. A powerful surging run here.
There we see it. It's a marvellous run. Here he goes. He outstrips the defender. Came out of the game. Gets past Smith. There you are. Still, the game's still on a nice edge.
Dundee United in the final. Ivan Golan celebrates on the track below us. A victory which looked so unlikely for so long in the match, until Jim McInally appeared in the 70th minute to score the winning goal. And it came with the Aberdeen defence caught out badly here. Good play here by Brewster. He drew 2 defenders towards him, then flighted the ball across. It was Dave Bowman who arrived. A fine save by Snelders. McInally following up, and that's the goal which takes Dundee United to the Tennent Scottish Cup final at Hampden on the 21st of May. And it's the 7th final for Dundee United, still looking for their first victory. And Jim McInally, who's been unsuccessful so frequently before, will have another chance just past his 30th birthday. And for Ivan Golat, a memorable entry to Scottish football. Guido van de Kamp celebrates with McInally. It looked so disastrous for him on Saturday, but United have survived to go through and win. And it's joy for these United supporters who've arrived in hope and left with the return journey due next month to face the winners of the Kilmarnock Rangers replay. Gordon Wallace goes on, a smile across the face of McInally, the goal-scoring hero, an unlikely goal-scoring hero. Such a fine player for United for fully 8 years, and now he has a chance to go to Hampden again. Ivan Golat so delighted, and he greets the goal-scorer as he departs for Aberdeen. A sad night in the end, having dominated for so long, but the crucial goal came from United, and they are the team who will wait for the winners tomorrow night to see who will take part
in the Terence Scottish Cup final. The final score at Hampden tonight: Dundee United 1, Aberdeen 0.
So Dundee United, the side who have never won the Scottish Cup, are through to their 7th final in the last 20 years. Afterwards, Chick Young spoke firstly to the United manager, Ivan Golaks.
Ivan, you've been saying for a long time you're going to get to that final on May the 21st, and you've proved yourself correct.
Well, yes, I'm very pleased, first of all, for our supporters, for players, because they were absolutely magnificent for us, and the way they supported us all the way through, they deserve, final, and we got to make sure, we're going to do even better, in the final than the previous years.
Tonight, you changed your tactics half-time, you brought Malpass into the middle of the park, and McInally scored the goal, his first of the season.
Well, Jim said before the game, that he scored 4 goals and more or less all in against Aberdeen. So he said he fancied himself tonight, which was, well, it proved to be so important goal for everybody. And I'm so pleased for them because it's nice to open a count, in a season with a goal as it was important tonight.
You go into this final after, well, you know the history of what's happened to Dundee United here on so many occasions. Do you believe your name's on the cup this time, Ivan?
Well, as you know, I'm very optimistic, and my self-belief is great. That's what I'm trying to do with the boys. Just for me, it doesn't matter really who do we play. My concentration always has been on my team, not opponents. So basically, if you do concentrate more on opponents than your team, you've got a really big problem. And I'm sure they're going to be very much relaxed and even play probably the best football of the season on the 21st of May.
But you must be tired of hearing of the Hampden jinx.
No, not really. That's my first year in Scotland, so it's something very new. Very special for me as well. As I said, in my first year with President Belgrade, we won the cup, so it would be nice, to do the same in Scotland.
Tomorrow night we have the second semi-final replay between Rangers and Kilmarnock. Who would you prefer to meet?
I must say I was very impressed with Kilmarnock last Sunday. It's going to be very tough and a very difficult game, and I'm sure it's going to be odd goal as well, like it was tonight. But really, I don't bother who we're going to meet in the final. It would be nice for us if it's Rangers because we're going to be in Europe already.
Jim, your first goal of the season, you chose some time to score it.
That's right, just to get through to the final for the club. For it to be my first goal of the season, it means a lot to me, and for maybe getting the club into Europe.
There was no signs of panic in front of that goal, was there?
No, I just took my time, put it away in another corner away for the players.
Seriously, what does it mean now to get back to Hampden to the final?
Well, I think it'll maybe stop you guys talking about jinxes. Ivan's been here twice now, we've not been beat. Hopefully, I said before I'd be glad to come back in the final and talk about Hampden Hoodoo, so he can talk about all he's wanting.
Maurice Malpass, the word jinx never entered my head, but you've been here 4 times already and you've lost every time. Is it going to be your turn this time?
Yeah, the games in the past, they're finished with, they're dead and buried. If we keep on playing the way we're playing just now with the commitment, I'm going to get a different colour medal this time.
You changed your role in the second half, you came into midfield. Did you feel the tactics were significant in the second half?
No, we just play as a team. We try to stop them and get forward ourselves. In the end, we did. Jimmy McInally and David Bowen both in the box, and I was nearly in the box as well.
What about this man Golaks? He seems to be so relaxed and confident.
I think it comes over on the players. He doesn't put pressure on you to play. He just asks you to go out and do your best. We've reached the highs and the lows this season. Luckily, in the cup it's always been the highs. And I think he's good for the club, he's good for the players, and he's great for the fans.
Jim, then a second semi-final tomorrow night, of course, Rangers and Kilmarnock, the replay. Anybody you fancy there?
Well, I think to be selfish, Rangers would be better. It gets us into Europe if they won the title. But really, I'm a great fan of Tommy Burns, and I don't really mind. But for selfish reasons, Rangers would be better.
United had brought a magnificent support down the road tonight with them. It was a long road and obvious expense. I think you owe it this time to win it for them, don't you?
Well, I think they've had a sniffy something since the Cup started. I think we've had 3 late kick-offs in Cup ties this year. They've just been coming out in their thousands, and I'm just glad we didn't let them down tonight.
Maurice, is there a feeling in the dressing room this time that your name is on the cup?
Yeah, we're really confident. We came here tonight really confident. We're a bit upset on Saturday that we were tagged as just kicking the ball at the park. That spurred us on tonight, and we're going to give it a lot in the final.
No matter who it is?
Doesn't matter. I think, being honest, I prefer Rangers myself.